going live, guys, with Win Charles of the Ask Win podcast. So you guys will hear her over the phone. I'm going to be recording this. And Win, I'm officially ready to go when you're ready to go.
Okay.
This call is being recorded.
Welcome to Ask Win, everyone, and welcome to Jeraud's fan base. And I'm going to let Jeraud take it away and explain more about what he does.
Hey, first of all, thank you for having me on your podcast. I truly appreciate it. As far as what I do, it's kind of a long question, right? Naturally, what I'm doing right now is I'm a marketer. I do social media marketing. So if you go on Facebook or Instagram, or if you see those videos that play on YouTube, before you actually get to see what you want to see, I'm the type of guy that puts those things into place for clients all across the world. And I've been doing that for about 4 years now.
And so what made you go into marketing such as YouTube marketing?
You said what made me want to go into that field?
Yeah. What made you want to go into that field?
Well, for me, I used to work in shipbuilding and couldn't go to work. Long story short, got hit by a 18-wheeler truck and couldn't go to work anymore. So I had to figure out, I grew up working with my hands. So for me, if I wanted to make some extra money, I would go find a lawn to cut, or I would go find someone's house to paint, because when I worked at the shipyard, I got into painting, or I would do something physical. That's just how I grew up. And once I got into this car accident, I was unable to do those. I mean, I could do them, but it wasn't in my best interest if I wanted to heal. So I had to figure out what I could do differently. So the first thing I tried to do when I wrapped up with the shipbuilding was I tried to do real estate investing. But if you don't have any money, real estate investing can still work for you, but it is pretty difficult to work. And that was the situation I faced. I didn't have any money because I didn't have an income anymore. And I was losing my house, and debt was accruing kind of crazy. So that didn't work. But while I was in real estate investing, one thing that was pretty constant is they talked about marketing and how you can use online marketing, and of course meeting people in person to kind of grow your business. And it caught my eye. Then the next thing I tried to do was network marketing. And when I tried to do network marketing, you go talk person to person to person and you don't get a lot of results. And somebody who was really good at internet marketing said, why are you talking to everyone? Why not just find people who already like what you have? And, he gave me some examples of people that liked what we already were trying to sell. He said, why not just show it to them and not waste your time talking to everyone? And I was like, well, that's right up my alley, because I'm naturally an introvert and I don't want to talk to every person I see. So it kind of got me more interested. And at that point, I just decided that I was going to take that route. If I could find a way to get my message out there, especially even if I'm on video one time, to do that video and then put it out there thousands of times without me having to manually do the work, I thought that was a great fit. So I had to learn how to do that. And that's why I started learning how to do the internet marketing, mainly social media marketing, because that's where most people hang out.
So, leaving shipbuilding forced you into social media marketing?
Eventually, yeah. Marketing, period, yeah. That's what happened. Not being able to go to work, I had to find a way to do some work that wasn't physical. And, when it comes to marketing, I mean, outside of shooting a video, which you could lay down in bed and do that, there isn't really much physical. It's really about mental capacity, understanding what needs to be done, and having a process on how to do it.
So, okay, what has been your favorite company that you allow to speak on a podcast that you have working on?
You said the favorite company that I've worked with?
Yeah.
The favorite company, one of my clients, shout out to Pocky and Sandy over at Hood Estates. Hood Estates is, we've been working with them for about a year now. They sell online trucking course where they teach people, it's almost like real estate, but teaching you how to do it with trucks. Just working with them, they already had an established brand, which allowed us to make our job easier to be able to grow their following and grow their revenue. In addition to the fact they're just wonderful people, and I realize that the clients I have the most fun with are the people who are family oriented, understand their why, and they just love people and they want to help other people. So they've been my favorite client to work with throughout the years. And the biggest client I worked with would probably be the Air Force. Made sure I put them on the website so when people come on, say, hey, Jeraud worked with the Air Force. Can't be all that bad if you worked with the Air Force, no matter how you feel about the military. So those would be the two of my highlight clients that I like to talk about.
Well, what would you say to someone who wants to get into social media marketing and wants to get into YouTube? What would your advice be?
My advice for someone who's interested in getting into learning the skill set would be that you can't learn it overnight. That would be the first thing. It's the same with learning any skill set. It's whether you want to learn this or anything else. It takes time. It takes dedication. It takes you to spend some money. I know that you're a YouTuber and people can go and watch your content for free. So I guess the first real piece of advice I would find someone that you want to learn from, and if they have content that's free, go up there, learn as much of their free things that you can learn. Try making money with those things, and when you make money, come back and invest in the coaching. The reason that I've been able to get as far as I've been able to get is, sheer will and determination, yes, but without the proper coaching, I would still be further away from the goals that I'm getting closer to. So find a way to pay someone to teach you how to do this and be part of a community of people that can help you, and you'll grow faster.
So you would say look up the free content first and then invest in the coach.
Yes, I was actually joking. So a gentleman that I learned a lot from, shout out to my man Billy Jean, his team over there at Billy Jean is Marketing. I invested in them probably about 3 to 4 years ago when I got on this journey. And I was joking to him yesterday, matter of fact, because we just had a friend anniversary thing that came up on Facebook. And I was like, 3 years doesn't include all the free stuff that I watched for 6 to 8 months. Never mind, getting one of his courses a little bit early from somebody else because I didn't have the money. And even though I had got that course and didn't pay him for the course, which I don't strongly suggest you doing that, I told them and his team, said, hey, even though I did that, I want to pay you guys because I know just taking that course isn't going to get me where I need to go. I want to be a part of this community. I want to be a part of your family, and I want to learn with some of the best in the world. And they respected that, and 4 years later, we're still rocking. So definitely find someone that you can learn from. And if you're following someone and they don't have the content you want, expand yourself and look for somebody else, and someone's going to have that content. It's eventually going to get to the point where you're going to have to spend some money, and you can't be worried about the money that you're spending with that person, about how much they're making. Let's say that let's say you had a program and you're charging people $1,000, and I see you got 20 people. It's not about me wondering why you get to make 20 grand and that keeps me from investing in your program. It should be more about what I see that I need this and I need to make that investment for myself and not worry about what that person has. That person has value. They have information that they can relay to me that's going to help me get where I want to go. So you can't be scared to invest in yourself. I got coaches now. I got Billy Jean and his team. Shout out to his team especially. I love those guys and gals over there. I got coaching in that. I have a business coach, Chris Patterson, Live Large Coaching. Shout out to him. Time I spend with him. I'm also in another group called Clients in Abundance, and they have multiple coaches there. So I'm just excited that I'm able to invest in myself and have people tell me what to do, so that way I can make the most efficient use of my time.
So you believe in coaching, but again, what if you believe in the free content first before you believe in the coaching? And so what if a person like me has a podcast? Would you personally just listen to their podcast and then approach them for coaching?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like that's a part of the free content. So what you're doing right now with your content, and you've been rocking for a while, that allows people to get some more insight. So it's not like you just said, hey, give me some money for whatever it is that you're trying to sell, you're giving value to these people by, one, you being a great person yourself, the books you've written, and the insight that you give, in addition to bringing people like, and I'm grateful for being on here myself and your other guests on here to share wisdom with people, so people can see it's not all about the money. There's things that need to be learned. There's processes and systems that need to be taught, and this is just another way to earn trust, like, know, and trust, which at the end of the day, that's what everything boils down to, especially marketing. You got to earn that like, know, and trust. And once you earn that like, know, and trust, people will buy from you, especially if they feel like you can help them. Sometimes they'll buy just because they like you. There's been people I've seen that have sold nothing and said, I'm selling nothing, and they got people sending them money. It's all about like, know, and trust. And again, with this podcast, you've been doing an amazing job. Matter of fact, as I wrap up the answer to that question, I would like to ask you a question. When it comes to, the whole thing with cerebral palsy, like, as an entrepreneur, and understand a little bit more about your story coming through this, what's been the biggest challenge for you as an entrepreneur dealing with cerebral palsy and helping others?
Now, Grant, I'm not to the entrepreneur stage yet. I will be as of May, and the most challenging part is when I had to take a hiatus from the podcast because my life took a dramatic turn upside down, and my fan base knows what it is. And that made me sad when I had to disappear for a month, well, longer than that. April and May, I had to disappear because even though I was still producing content, in April I had to not only manage myself, but also manage being a caregiver. I mean, I was to the point where I was ready to give up my job and give up this podcast to become a caregiver to someone who was diagnosed with cancer and walk him being my father, through chemo. And thankfully, that never happened. Now, unfortunately, he passed away of a heart attack. And thankfully, that never happened when I had to give up this podcast and ask Lynn. But at the same time, I was graciously sad when I had to step away for a month and not tell you guys what was going on. Because I feel like being a motivational speaker / a journalist is my greatest calling.
I agree. That's tough. That's tough. That is super tough.
I cannot tell my fan base what was going on. I finally told my fan base what was going on, and it was the toughest thing to walk away from my books and my content creation to essentially become a caregiver for my dad, even though I hadn't helped myself because I have cerebral palsy. We were all inclusive of that was helping me. So, including all my caregivers, we were all helping him, and I had to give up something, and the podcast was the first go.